Number 7, Russell Wilson, new quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
Still got to get used to that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Let Russ cook. That's right. Go Broncos. All right, here we go. So
Also down from a year ago?
also down from a year ago.
Yep.
There's no doubt. Last year he was 5, right? I think the year before that I had him at number 2.
Yeah.
All right, so he's definitely fallen a little bit here. But again, we got some young, really good quarterbacks in the league right now. All right, I mean, banner statement, still one of the best big play QBs in the NFL. There's no doubt about that. I mean, when you watch Russell Wilson and break him down, he's not necessarily always a quarterback-friendly offense. He doesn't get a whole lot of slam dunk, easy completions and throws. They don't throw screens and that. And as you start to sit there and watch it, you start to go, damn. I mean, oh, gosh. I mean, this game, all they did is ask him to throw 30-yard post, 30-yard crosser, 40-yard bomb down the sideline, 50-yard post down the middle. And he's phenomenal at all of that stuff. He's great. And, of course, still has playmaking ability to scramble and run and do that. Has that dropped off a little bit? Yes, it has. But it's still really damn good. All right, so from all that. And then he has an effect on the team like we talk about with all these guys. He gives your team great leadership. Every team thinks they can win when they have Russell Wilson a quarterback. You're hearing all that stuff from the Broncos already.
Right.
Decision-making and, like, that part of it, it's pretty good. It's not perfect for, I think, Russell Wilson's. Probably part of the reason he's number 7 a little bit is, hey, Pete, I know you got this graphic ready. Let's go there, a little bit. One thing that I always come back to with Russell Wilson, I think I've said this in years past, and it holds true. It is can be too conservative. Definitely too conservative throwing the ball between the hashes and in the middle of the football field. When you watch them, you go, man, they throw a lot of balls outside the number. And you go, hey, great, he's got a great arm. We know he can do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. But I also think there's a little bit of a concerted effort where they go, let's make the plays out here, because Russell's a little reluctant to cut it loose in the middle of the football field. And to me, is part of Russell's issue as a player, and it affected their offense, I think, to a degree here as well.
Do you think that'll change in Denver?
I has to me. They got to get – and I think Hackett, his offensive scheme is better and will find more ways to get him easy completions over the middle of the field than maybe anybody Russell's been with. So I do expect that.
Right.
I mean, Nate Hackett's going to see this and go, wait,
of course,
we can't let people just like – not defend the middle of the field.
Right.
Like, that's just insane. Some of the biggest plays in football happen right in that area that are neglected by Russell Wilson.
Right.
So that's where he's got to get better at. And, off of that, like I said, doesn't see the field that well, reluctant at times to pull the trigger in those windows. And to me, what causes them at times to fall behind in games or have certain little lulls where I go, hey, some of these guys in front of you would have pulled the trigger and made that throw right there.
Right.
And to me, that's something I need to see improve a little bit from Russell Wilson for sure.
So as we kind of look at the group of this, since you and I have been doing this in the last 4 years, I believe. So he's been 2 and 3 and 5. This is pretty easily his lowest ranking.
Yeah, right.
So thinking about him last year, Chris, I mean, his team, his relationships within the team, his desire to be there in Seattle, all slipped.
Yes.
If you want to say they slipped a little, they slipped a lot. They slipped.
Yeah.
How can you glean, or how did you glean if his play, just strictly as a quarterback, dipped as well or eroded, or was it just those other things affecting him?
No,
tough one. I know it's a really tough question.
It is. It's the hardest thing about this exercise a little bit is sometimes of like, wait, do I blame this on the player or this
with
the
everything
team?
going on there last year?
There's a lot of things going on here. And, hey, the injury, them the early part of the year not running the ball all that well. They didn't pass protect all that well, all of that as well. I mean, yes, did that affect him? Sure. There's no doubt about it. But when I go back and still watch games like Minnesota early on, the Cardinals, the Washington football game, the Rams later on in the year, there's one, he lost control of the football more than he has in years past. That's what I will say. Where in every one of those games, there was a few throws where I went, like the Vikings game. There was a throw, I think it was DK, or it might have. I think it was DK. He had DK on it's a 3rd and 4 at a big part of the game, and DK Metcalf's wide open over the middle, and he kind of airmails it, and DK can't catch the ball, and you just go, boy, I mean, damn, that was the game right there.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed that for you guys to get back in this and make it a one score. There was some of that went on this year where he lost control of the ball. And this is before he had the finger injury.
I was going to bring that up.
I know. It happened even more after the injury. But that, to me, was something that jumped out. And then, again, I think what happens, too, is, like I talked about, again, the league does not lend itself to being conservative anymore. Just, I don't give a shit if you threw single-digit interceptions. The guy that won the Super Bowl threw the second most interceptions in the sport this year. Yeah, Matthew Stafford. That's right. So that's where, it's there's too many plays going back to, let's say, the Rams' second game. Okay, because I wrote down some more specific plays and notes here just to be a little more, where there's some plays early on. It's a third down. He's got DK on a deep curl, right? It's a little tight. The guy's behind DK on the curl, but it's like, I know it's tight. You got to fucking throw it. You can't like, oh, no, I'm not going to throw the ball on 3rd and 8 and then take a sack and just go, oh, like, no, that to me is where the guys above him make the play. Or it's, oh, we're only down 7-0, or it's 7-7, and I got the go route and the deep crosser and a guy in the flat, and I look at the go route and he's not there, and there's the guy in the deep crosser, and he's open, but he's not wide open. So we don't throw it. Okay, well, 2 plays later, you didn't get the first down and you punted. But you should have been 25 yards up with a first down, and the field position would have been changed. So, again, those are the things that statistics aren't going to tell you about, and that's why I'm here to tell you about them and differentiate a little bit. Still awesome. Looks for the one-on-one play a little too much. Avoids the schematical play, I think, a little too much, and I think it goes back into, I don't know if I could see down the middle of the field. I don't trust it. I'm going to be conservative. I can see DK one-on-one, so let me just throw that. A little bit of that as well, but I think that's, kind of hits it all as far as I'm concerned on Russell Wilson.
He's the one guy, though. I mean, he's the only guy on your list today.
Yeah.
And it's rare that this high up in the list. He's on a new team. We've talked about it a little bit.
Right.
So as soon as his name comes up, that kind of like the one is his ability. I think the 1A, not the 2, the 1A is where he belongs now in the AFC West.
Yeah.
I watched them play last year and thought, man, if they had decent quarterback play, they're a playoff team.
Yes.
Second best scoring defense in the league.
Yep.
I think they were one of 10 teams, though, to average less than 20 points.
Right.
So, I mean, clearly they need this.
Yes.
They could be a touchdown better on average than they were last year and still be behind Kansas City.
Maybe.
And L.A.
I know.
This is the only division where all 4 of the quarterbacks, I think, are in the top 11. I mean, Derek Carr was 11.
Yeah.
All the other guys are still to come.
Yeah.
So, long way of saying, where do you think they belong in the AFC West?
Yeah, I mean, I do think just complete roster-wise, Kansas City, them, and the Chargers are a notch above the Raiders, I would say, just from the total roster. And
But would you put them in the top half?
Is the AFC overall?
No, in the AFC West.
I know.
West.
That's where it is. I'd probably give the Chargers the advantage right now. I'd probably go Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos.
I think
it's close.
It's real close, but you would have to really dig in and say, okay, I know I'm going against the grain here a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think they're in the top half because of this. I'm like, are you ready to do that?
Yeah, no, I'm not ready to do that yet. Now, there's things where I go, hey, I like this, and they could be there, and they, but it's a new defense. It's a totally new offensive scheme. None of that's changed with the Chargers.
Right.
And they've added some players, and of course I know Denver added some players too. But yeah, I'll give the Chargers the slight edge. But damn, I mean it's 4 good teams. Those 3 especially I think are really good. And like you said, the Broncos, Vic Fangio playing a defensive style of football and all that, I think held back their offense a little bit. You had not quarterbacks that weren't capable or trustworthy enough to just let things go that way, and that held them back. I think we're going to see a totally new attack here by them. He's no arm angles. Got to jam the ball in there a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's the one thing we got to see a little bit more from Russell Wilson. To me, everything else is pretty phenomenal. I mean, again, he's awesome. Big time playmaker. Still can scramble and make plays. Has a big time arm and still can really throw the deep ball about as good as anybody in the sport.
You've answered my question with Russell, both individual and team-wise.
Okay.
Is there anything Denver or Russ related?
I think that was it. I think
You want to state here before we move on to the next couple guys?
Yeah, well, no, I think we're good. I mean, unless, Pete, you good? I think I said all I needed to say here. I think we can go on to the next guy.
I think you have touched all the bases with Russell Wilson.
Right.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.